Just because you're the boss doesn't automatically make you a leader. That's really old style. That's kind of how it used to be. If you were the boss, you controlled pretty much with an iron fist. You ruled pretty hard. But today, in today's economy, today's business world, today's society, just because you're the boss doesn't actually make you the leader. Leadership today isn't concentrated at the top anymore. It's trickled down into the organizational chart. It's more spread out. You have authority and responsibility maybe at the top in what we would look at to be the leader. But truly, leadership now is really more flattened and it's a lot more widespread. In fact, if you look in any group, any meeting, and whenever there's a controversial decision, look and see who everybody turns to for the first comment. If it's not the person in charge, then they're not the leader. It's the person that everybody's looking to make comment. So that's one key. With all the tools we have today, there's really no excuse not to be a better leader. Being a good leader, just because you're a good leader really isn't enough anymore. You have to be a servant leader. I want to talk today about being a servant leader. Servant leadership is defined as a philosophy and set of practices that enriches the lives of individuals, builds better organizations, and ultimately creates a more just and caring world. It's not about yourself anymore. It's about the people you serve and the people you work with. It's about leading by example and paying it forward so that you help other people grow and come along. It's being a servant to the values and the beliefs that you have. Creating a culture that reflects those same values and embraces diversity. And I'm not really talking about diversity as in race and gender and all that kind of stuff. I'm talking about diversity of thought, as well as a willingness to learn from other people and to learn from the courage of your convictions. If you're a leader who always changes your mind and changes your convictions because of pressure from one side or another, you're not really a good leader. You're not a servant leader. You're really a puppet. So a servant leader really is looking for diverse ideas, diverse opinions, and a willingness to learn from their own struggles and their own challenges and their own willingness to keep moving forward. So I want to talk today about 4 steps that you can follow to help develop yourself into a better servant leader. First, that diversity. Encourage diversity of thought. If everybody has to think the same, if everybody has to follow along with what the leader is thinking and they can't say anything different, you probably want to get out because that's a dictatorship. Having diversity of thought is about thinking differently. You have to think differently as a leader too. And when you have a diverse team of thinkers, that brings about an environment that people really want to be a part of. When people know that they will be listened to, that they can have a voice, that their opinion will at least be considered and listened to, and that it matters, then they're going to want to be a part of that team. Servant leadership encourages everyone to, as they say, think outside the box. I like that term. I really don't like that term. If you're thinking inside the box, you've got nothing new. But if you think outside the box, you're considering all perspectives. And then when you're ready to move things forward, having considered all perspective actually moves the needle forward for you because you've gotten a wider view of what's going on. You develop this culture of trust. That's the second. You need to create a culture of trust as a servant leader. If you're not transparent in what you do and in your decisions and in your motives, and you don't lead with a clear purpose, no one's going to follow you. You need to be transparent. Being transparent builds trust in other people. And I talked yesterday about trust and integrity and credibility. And when you build trust in other people, that has a direct relationship to their work performance. They will work harder knowing that they can trust you to do what's right and that you've got their back. And as I talked about in yesterday's video, integrity, trust is earned. It's not given. You can't buy it. You can't go demand it. Trust is earned. The third thing that you can do to become a servant leader is have an unselfish mindset. It's not about you. Leadership is not about you. Leadership is not about the leader. Never was, and it never will be. It's about the people who make it all work. And if you want a leadership role and a leadership position because you get to be the leader and you get to be at the top and you get all of this whatever, sadly, you're probably going to fall a big fall. Because today, leadership isn't about you. It's about other people. The big hero leaders are the people who help facilitate success in other people. And they're the ones who make everybody else feel valued, and that their contributions and that their ideas and that those matter. Servant leadership is being unselfish. It's looking out for the benefit of other people. The fourth thing you can do to become a better servant leader is to build leadership in other people. You're not going to be there for forever, and your biggest role as a leader is to develop other people, coaching them to learn more skills and to get more knowledge and to grow their talents, mentor them in the job so that they too can grow. Servant leadership is all about coaching, mentorship, and growth. I enjoy working with actually younger folks these days because they're so driven. They want to work hard. They want to take on a task. They want to exceed. They want to excel. They want to lead, which is great. And I love giving them the opportunity, coaching them in new projects, mentoring them with skills so that they can grow and they can become better in their job and in their future jobs. Because what I know, if I've got somebody that works for me and they're really good, I want to keep them around. But what I know is I can't. They're going to leave. Because at some point they tap out, they want to move on. But if I'm mentoring them and I'm coaching them and I'm helping them grow their own abilities and their own confidence and their own skills, they're probably going to stick with me for at least 2 more years, which has been my experience. About 2 more years, I get to keep them and help them grow to be a better employee somewhere else or to be a better leader. And I have the privilege of seeing some of those folks today who are now taking leadership roles in other organizations, other businesses. And it's really cool because I saw that they had the talent. I saw they had the ability. And I mentored that and I coached that and I encouraged that. So it was two sides of the same coin. I got to keep them a little bit longer, but I made a better person moving forward. And hopefully when they leave, they'll tell other people, hey, you need to go work over there because you're going to grow. You're going to learn. They're going to give you opportunities. That's being a servant leader. You need to take the time to teach someone the ropes, to give them encouragement, and to answer the questions that they have. These young leaders, they want to lead so badly, which is great and wonderful, but they still need to learn. They need to grow in their belief and their knowledge and their skills, and they need to be encouraged to ask the right questions and to get the answers so that they can grow. If you want to be a great leader, give back to the people that you serve. Help them grow. Help them be better. Servant leaders give more of themselves, not because they have to, but because they want to. They want to help other people grow. They want to see other people grow. When you find a true servant leader, it's a wonderful sight because they're really transparent. They're not fake. They're not trying to pull the wool over your eyes. They're not trying to get anything from you. They're really transparent. They're honest. And yeah, they'll even be vulnerable because you know what? They screwed it up too. And they'll tell you. And they'll tell you what they learned from it. If they tell you they screwed up, that's a big step. But then if they tell you what they learned, that's a person you need to follow and you need to pay attention to, because we all make mistakes. We all mess up in life. If we don't learn from them, shame on us. But if we do learn from them and we help teach other people not to fall in that trap, or don't go down that road, or here's what I learned from this experience, so that as that experience comes in their life, they go, wow, I was told about this, and they maybe hopefully won't make a wrong decision because you were able to teach them and coach them as that servant leader. So that's your Wednesday wisdom for today. Be the servant leader. Take care of your people. Mentor them, coach them, and grow them into a new and successful leader. I'm Mark Schinner from The Porch, and this is your Wednesday wisdom. I'll be back and talk to you tomorrow.